Morris is with me today. Morris, thank you for coming. It's so good to see you. Do you know that Morris has antlers, and antlers starts with the letter A? Well, Morris has a book for us today, don't you? Uh-huh. I'm going to reach into your bag, Morris, and see what you brought us. He brought us a book about a moose, Antlers Forever. It was written by Francis Bloxom and illustrated by Jim Sollers. When young Orville Anderson Tarkington Moose awoke one bright morning, his antlers were loose. "Oh dear," cried poor Orville, "a terrible thing. I've worked on these antlers since early last spring, and now winter is coming, and what shall I do without my fine antlers? Oh, boo-hoo! I've polished them daily and kept them quite strong. Now what in the world do you think has gone wrong?" "It's vitamin M. That's the thing I must lack. You get those from the beezles and they grow out back. I really hate beezles. They're stringy and tough. But losing your antlers is serious stuff." So Orville ate beezles galore until he was full, and then he burped and ate more. "I'm so full of beezles, I'll sit right down here." He sat, and one antler slid over his ear. "Oh, how dreadful," groaned Orville. "This really is foul. I need good advice, so I think I'll go talk to Owl." Because of his eyes and the calm way he sits, Owl looks like a bird with remarkable wits. He walked with great care down the path to Orville's tree, and he knocked and he waved, and then he called out, "It's me! I have a big problem. My antlers go flop. If they aren't fixed soon, I'm afraid they'll drop." Owl blinked his large eyes, and then he curled his strong toes. Just what he was thinking of, nobody knows. "Young Orville," said Owl, "I'd have thought that you'd know that antlers like yours are held on by a screw. Your screw has come loose, and screws sometimes do, and that makes you a screw loose." "To fix them is simple. We'll screw them back in. I'll hold them in place while you turn round and spin." "Oh, thank goodness," said Orville. "You're so very kind. Grab hold of my antlers and give me a wind." Well then, Owl holding on, Orville started to spin, and there was screeching and flapping, a terrible din. And when they finally quit, Orville crashed in a heap, and Owl was too tired to even make a peep. They waited a minute till all the dust cleared, and then Orville saw it was just as he feared. His antlers were off. There they lay on the ground. Poor Orville was stunned. He could not make a sound. And then he threw back his head, and he cried and he howled. He wept and he snorted and he bellowed and yowled. A big voice then called out, "Come, come, my sad fellow. I was miles away, but I heard every bellow. Explain your loud cries. They're upsetting us all." When Orville looked up, he saw this moose was tall. A moose large and broad with a beautiful beard. "Oh, sir," said young Orville, "it's just as I feared. I just could not save them. My antlers fell off. It's terribly sad. Now my friends will all scoff." Said Big Moose, "What nonsense. It's clear you don't know that moose shed their antlers so new ones can grow. You must wait till spring when new antlers will sprout, and they'll be much bigger, of that have no doubt. They'll always be heavy, and that's why it's best that antlers fall off, so your head gets a rest. It's antlers forever, a new pair each spring. Isn't being a moose a marvelous thing? Goodbye, Orville Anderson Tarkington Moose. I'll soon look like you, 'cause my antlers are loose." And that is the story of Orville the Moose, who learned not to fret when his antlers got loose.